Welcome to SVG-TV News Thursday, July 11th, 2024. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. The United Nations and its partners have launched a $9 million response plan to provide urgent humanitarian aid to 43,000 people in Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines who were affected by the passage of Hurricane Beryl. The regional overview and response plan seeks $5 million for Grenada and $4 million for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The UN in a press release stated that the response plan will help both support immediate life-saving and early recovery efforts. The UN and its partners who are supporting the government's response have identified shelter and healthcare as being among the top priorities. The UN stated that aid organizations are continuing to assess the full extent of the damage, but are hindered by power cuts and downed telecommunications. And this afternoon, the UN held a joint press conference with Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves and Grenada's Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell, who gave an update on the recovery efforts in place for their respective countries. Hurricane Beryl death toll in St. Vincent and the Grenadines has risen to 6. This number of deaths was confirmed by Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves while speaking on NBC Radio's face-to-face program on Wednesday. The Prime Minister said he was able to personally give his condolences to one of the deceased family members.
I've been advised that there are 6 deaths resulting from Beryl. Incidentally, I had to express condolences personally to Mrs. Bowens, who is the widow of one of the persons who died, and also a daughter. I saw them in Clifton yesterday. They're up here. Somebody has given them accommodation. And I had before on this program expressed condolences to all those who have died.
And the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force is requesting the cooperation of relatives of deceased persons on mainland St. Vincent to assist the identification process at the Kingston mortuary. This includes those who perished during the passage of Hurricane Beryl. Relatives are asked to visit the Kingston mortuary and bring at least one form of identification. This will help expedite the post-mortem examinations and ensure that all necessary procedures are completed in a timely, respectful manner. With the announcement made for barrel concessions for the remainder of the year, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves says security will be tightened at all ports. The Prime Minister, who is responsible for security in this country, said they are not taking any chances that will lead to the entry of illegal weapons.
Some relief material will come in. Somebody will send something from overseas. They have to be examined. Do we have bullets in it? Do we have guns in it? So the people, why do they have to examine our stuff? We send it in. What, Ralph want the things for himself? You get that kind of absurd. But we have to be concerned about the security. Because I tell you this, there are people who at the same time will do good by wanting to send some people. Will do bad by putting some other things in.
Yes.
And especially if they're coming in at ports like in the Southern Grenadines, where we don't have scanners.
Limitations there.
And one of the things which we have been successful in doing is securing the Southern Grenadines from the standpoint of national security and citizen security.
In police news, a 34-year-old staff nurse of Fairburn Pasture was arrested and charged with the offense of deception. According to a police investigation on March 3, 2024, the accused allegedly committed an act preparatory to the commission of the offense by preparing a fraudulent document in an effort to withdraw 4,000 EC dollars from the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, BOSVG, account of a 50-year-old laborer of Kittels. De Souza appeared before the Kingston Magistrate Court on July 10, 2024, where she pleaded not guilty. The conditions of her station bail continues and the matter has been adjourned to July 22, 2024 for trial. And on July 8, 2024, police arrested and charged Antox Lavia, a 30-year-old mechanic of Fairburn Pasture, with the offenses of taking conveyance and damage to property. Lavia is alleged to have unlawfully damaged the front left tire for motor vehicle PV 468 valued at 2,000 EC dollars by slashing the tire against an unknown object. The offense was committed on June 6, 2024. Additionally, Lavia was charged with the offense of taking conveyance. According to the report, the accused allegedly unlawfully used the motor vehicle PV 468, a silver Toyota Noah minivan, without the consent of the owner or any lawful authority. The offense was committed in Rockies on June 30, 2024. Lavia appeared before the Kingston Magistrate Court on July 10, 2024, and pleaded guilty to both charges. For the charge of taking conveyance, he was sentenced to 4 months in prison. The sentence was suspended for 1 year. For the charge of damage to property, the defendant was ordered to pay compensation in the sum of 700 EC dollars, 300 to be paid forthwith. If he defaults on payments, he would spend 4 months in prison. The remainder is to be paid by September 10th, 2024. If he defaults on payments, he would spend 5 months in prison. 27 participants will take part in a youth agriculture science internship program for 6 weeks, commencing today, July 11th. The interns will be assigned to various farms, agriculture businesses, and institutions with the main objective of practical experiences and exposure to opportunities for sustainable livelihood in the industry. Speaking at the launch of the internship program today, Chief Executive Officer of the Zero Hunger Trust Fund, Safia Horn-Beek, highlighted the importance of sustainable agriculture practices, especially involving youth in agriculture.
With knowledge and skills and passion needed to drive sustainable practices in agriculture, our interns will engage in hands-on learning experiences and innovative work on the job training program for the next 6 weeks that promotes sustainable farming practices, strategies, and technology enhancement in relation to our agricultural production.
The Zero Hunger Trust Fund CEO added that the Youth in Agriculture Science Internship Program is designed to empower the next generation of agriculture leaders in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
By equipping them with the right tools and knowledge, we are laying the foundation for a more sustainable, food-secure future. The ZHTF believes that if our youths in vulnerable communities have such opportunities and are provided with the requisite skills, sustainable livelihood will be within their reach. There will be more participation and contribution in the industry, promoting innovation and sustainability of the industry.
Meanwhile, Hornbeek noted the impact and damage to the agriculture sector by Hurricane Beryl and reiterated the need for sustainable farming.
This natural disaster has underscored the urgent need for innovative, sustainable actions to ensure food security and resilience against future environmental threats caused by the challenges of climate change. As we rebuild and recover, we are reminded of the critical role that agriculture plays in our lives and our economy. It is not just about growing food, it's about nurturing communities, sustainable livelihoods, and preserving our environment for future generations.
The agricultural internship is funded by the SVG Conservation Fund, the SVG-CF. Additionally, the SVG-CF received nominations from 15 secondary schools across the nation, from fifth form students to sat the Caribbean Secondary Examination Certificate, from vulnerable communities and students who have obtained academic merit in agriculture science. Vice President of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Conservation Fund, Louise Mitchell, stated that it is crucial to prioritize the development of food security and provide Vincentian students with exposure to resilient agricultural practices. This reasoning underscores the importance of supporting the youth in the agriculture science internship program.
One of the reasons why we were very keen to support the project, because the objective of this project is essentially to help to build food security and to expose our Vincentian students to resilient agricultural practices. In the proposal, it mentions about increasing productivity and production, but what is absolutely critical is that in the increase of production, we also have to ensure that all of the practices being used in agriculture are sustainable.
Mitchell emphasized that many chemicals are still being utilized in farming in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and is urging farmers to adopt natural agricultural practices.
I know for sure we have two naturalists here, Vaughn Rudetz, Dave Jack. I hope that all of the farms you go to will be similar to what they are promoting, which is natural farming. In St. Vincent, I believe we have banned Roundup, we have not banned Gramazone. So a lot of chemicals are still used in farming throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Now what the chemicals do is kill us slowly. So when you go to a farm, if you students keep a keen eye, if you see toxins, chemicals being used on a farm, please ask questions and ask if there is not a sustainable alternative to that can help preserve our lives, not just in the short term, but in the long term. So our hope for this project is that our students will be exposed to sustainable farming practices, and that this will be a boost and encouragement to the government to widen the teaching of agriculture throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines.